Might check 1, 2. Okay. Well, good Monday morning, Alaska. We have been tapping into some of those colder conditions through the weekend, and we're waking up this morning to many areas through the interior here in South Central where we have been holding on to some of that lingering snowfall potential. Before we get to the forecast of what we are expecting to see today, let's give you a live look at what we are seeing outside up under those mostly cloudy skies. We could see some peaks of sunshine later today, but overall, a large portion of this week is going to remain on the quieter and colder side. However, by week's end, we will see another warming trend take hold across the region. So as far as what we are dealing with when it comes to the wind chills, it feels like 10 degrees currently in Anchorage, 1 degree in Fairbanks. So those are the colder conditions that we did see spill southward across the state through the weekend. Even colder as you head through the Brooks Range and out towards the slope where we've got those wind chills sitting anywhere from about 10 to 25 below. And here over the next couple of days, we will continue to see some of those colder conditions staying well off to our north. You can see for the whole, Alaska as a whole, sitting on the quieter side. Now we are seeing some lingering snow showers through the interior, as well as some light snowfall potential for parts of South Central. Overall, though, we're beginning to see that activity gradually taper off. There is a low pressure system just west of Adak out in the western Aleutians that will keep some active weather for us here over the next couple of days. From the western through the central Aleutians, we're going to be talking about some gusty winds, some areas of rain, even some wintry mix to be expected here over the next couple of days. Not much going on across the state. Now we are watching a few areas that remain up under some weather alerts from a winter weather advisory out towards the eastern Alaska range. This is primarily for locations south of Trims Camp where we could see up to 4 inches of snowfall. And then as you head out towards Delta Junction, Big Delta, we've got a wind advisory that continues throughout the day for gusts up to 55 miles per hour. So if you're going to be driving along parts of the Richardson Highway out towards the Alaska Highway, right there where those two cut off, that's where we're going to be talking about the potential for some of those stronger winds, which will lead to some blowing snow and reduced visibility. So be prepared for that. Meanwhile, along the slope, we've also got a winter weather advisory that encompasses a large portion of the Beaufort Seacoast, Prudhoe Bay, and then areas just west of Prudhoe Bay where we could see gusts up to 40 miles per hour. That will also lead to some areas of blowing snow as well as some reduced visibility. Farther west, as you head out towards Ukjavik as well as Wainwright, you'll see some gusty easterly winds, but nowhere near the winter weather advisory criteria, but you'll also see that potential for some pockets of some blowing snow. Speaking of snow, we did pick up a little bit over 1 inch of snowfall here in the Anchorage Bowl. Of course, some slightly higher amounts fell elsewhere across South Central, and we're officially sitting at 28.3 inches for the season. Now, as we went through November, we saw that the snowfall total staying well above average for this time of year, but notice how we've eaten into our snow snowfall totals, as our snowfall season to date typically is right around 27.7 inches. So we're just about an inch over where we should be for this time of year when it comes to the amount of snow. And there's really no significant snow in the forecast as we welcome in the close of this week. Now, we will be watching this weekend for a chance for some snow, but the overall forecast really trending more towards the warmer side as we close out this week and welcome in our Christmas weekend. But as far as what we are going to see, again, some light snow showers continuing through the interior, pushing through the western coast into the evening hours. That's where we could see 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. But for the most part, you can see mainland Alaska as a whole largely expecting that dry weather. Several waves of rainfall in areas of wintry mix and winds expected to impact the Aleutians here over the next couple of days, even out towards southeast, largely expecting drier weather. Now, as we welcome in our Wednesday, we could see a low pressure system just to the south of Ketchikan clip extreme southern parts of southeast, which will keep some areas of snow and possibly some mixed precip embedded within that. So we'll be watching for that. But the better chance for any precipitation for southeast arrives as we welcome in the middle to the end of, the middle of this week on into the end of next week. If you have any plans to get outdoors, take a look into the night sky. The aurora should pop for some parts of the state as we are beginning to see some clearer skies taking hold across Alaska. And of course, you want to bundle up as it will be on the chillier side. You'll have good viewing opportunities through parts of south central into the interior as well as along the slope. Of course, that all hinges upon cloud coverage and if any locations manage to see some of that fog form. But a KP of 3 to a 4 expected. Best viewing with this one likely will occur after about midnight to 1 a.m. Here across south central, again, that next best chance of snow arrives as we welcome in the weekend, and depending on our temperatures, we could see some rain embedded within that, and that's as our afternoon highs are set to warm back near or above freezing as we welcome in our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that is our next system that we are going to be watching. For today, though, we're expecting highs to remain in the low to mid 20s for inland locations, while areas near the coast manage to break into the 30s. For the most part, fairly seasonal. May see a few locations a few degrees above average, but considering where we've spent a large portion of December, we are finally catching a breather here across a large portion of the state as we are seeing those temperatures returning back near seasonal to somewhat cooler values. But that is set to change as we welcome in next week. This should say December 16th through the 25th, but you can see trending warmer as we welcome in next week. Right now, the signs are pointing to temperatures here in South Central as we welcome in Christmas Day. Likely will be hovering near freezing. Southeast, we'll see those highs sitting in the upper 30s and lower 40s. Even through the interior, we're talking about warmer weather for Christmas Day, where we could be seeing those temperatures in the single digits and the teens. The only exception where we're going to see slightly cooler conditions will likely be out towards the northwestern parts of the state, and then a sliver of western Alaska will likely see those temperatures hover near seasonal values. So that is the warm weather we are going to be watching as we welcome in Christmas weekend. For the time being, you can see fairly quiet conditions through the interior. Highs sitting below 0. Thursday will be the coldest day with a high of 9 below, and overnight lows will be sitting near 20 below for many areas across the interior. But there's those temperatures warming back into the single digits with a chance for snow as we welcome in your Sunday. Statewide forecast today, you can see many areas staying fairly chilly. 32 in Juneau, 4 in Fairbanks, 0 in Utqiagvik, out towards Kotzebue, 9 degrees. And then that active weather, as we've been talking about, primarily impacting the Aleutians in the form of gusty winds, rain, as well as a mixed bag of precip. And any of those winds we see could gust as high as 50 miles per hour. That 7-day forecast for Anchorage showing highs staying in the mid to upper 20s. There's that warmer weather we're seeing by the weekend with a chance for some snow, holding with snow right now. But as the weekend arrives and we get a better idea of what will unfold, there is that likely or possibility that we could see some rain embedded within that. That does mean we could see some pockets of some freezing rain. So we will be watching for that potential this weekend. And again, an early outlook for Christmas showing highs for South Central likely will remain in the 20s and the 30s. We'll have more on this coming up in the noon show as well as in the evening newscast. For now, make sure you have a great Monday and take it easy on the roads.